1, 2. This week, Ford F-250 Platinum Tremor Power Stroke. Finally, I've got the chance to drive a Super Duty. It's been a while. I was waiting to drive this 2020 updated Power Stroke, I could say. I drove all the Chevrolet HD, GMC HD, also the Ram Power Wagon and all that. So finally, I've got my hands on that new diesel with a nice Tremor package. Speaking about price, we're gonna focus mostly on the F-250 today. So if you want a base F-250 XL model, it runs around 37,000 Canadian. If you're looking at the base Platinum, if such a thing can exist, it's around $68,970 for the Platinum. And again, you know, trim level wise, the Platinum is not the top of the line. Now these days, you can order your Super Duty with the limited trim package. And if we talk about this Super Duty Tremor Platinum behind me with the diesel and all that, it's gonna cost you around $99,500-ish. Design-wise, there's been some updates for the Super Duty family, speaking of the F-250, 350, and 450. The main changes on the design, it's mostly in the front. We've got some new grills. This grill is the special grill for the Platinum model. You can notice those new headlights with LED signature lighting and all of that. It looks really good. It looks really square also. If we step on the side of the Super Duty, you've got all your Platinum badge. You've got your Platinum badge here. You've got your badge also here saying this one is equipped with the Power Stroke Turbo Diesel. If we step in the back here, you can notice some decals saying this one is also a Tremor. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about the Tremor package later on. And finally, you can show everyone you're driving a Super Duty Platinum with this applique on your tailgate. So for 2020, now you can get your Super Duty with the Tremor package. So what's exactly the Tremor package? It's an off-road package who really raise the capacities of your Super Duty. So first of all, we can notice the big tires, the big Goodyear Wrangler Duratrac. Those are 35 inches tires, really good in all kind of conditions. You got also those gloss black wheels. This is another thing part of the Tremor package. You got also a special suspension, a 2-inch lift, special shocks in the front and also in the back. You've got a limited slip differential. You got also skid plates from the front to the back to protect your gas tank and all that. Also here you can see you don't have the same kind of like aerodynamic lip in the front. This one is way higher, so you get a more aggressive approach off-road wise. Also part of the Tremor package, like I showed you before, you've got some stickers saying it's a Tremor. So you get also a front limited slip differential, a rear electronic locking differential, also a unique front spring ride height. It has been increased, like I said, about 2 inches. And there's also a few things also to be able to go in deeper water. So, you know, transfer case wise and all that, it's a little bit more rugged. And you've got a bunch of modes inside of the truck to help you in some harsh off-road situation, like a rock crawl mode and also a trail control mode. And also you got an special spare tires going to be more rugged. So let's see what's under the hood. All right, under the hood of this Super Duty, we've got the diesel. But first of all, let's talk about engine you can find under the hood of Super Duty in general. You've got 3 choice of engines. First of all, you've got the base V8 6.2 liter. You've got the diesel Power Stroke 6.7 liter V8, good for 490 horsepower and 1,050 of torque. That's a lot of torque. Yes, it's in the 4-digit, so you got more than 1,000 pounds of torque. And this is the best in the HD Super Duty world. It's reaching new heights, I could say, in the torque numbers. It's even higher than the Ram. You know, speaking of engine, also you can get the new gas engine replacing the famous V10 we had in the past. Now you can get the new V8 7.3 liter Godzilla, good for 430 horsepower and 475 foot-pounds of torque. So it's a nice option. Again, it's one of the biggest engines you can buy on the market, and also it's the most powerful gas engine you can get in an HD truck. So speaking of diesel engine, you know, it's a nice option if you want to tow, if you want to do a lot of mileage, if you want to save on fuel. So, you know, this engine been launched back in 2010. If you know your trucks before 2010s, Ford had a lot of problem with their diesel engine, and those engines were made in collaboration with International. So they had a lot of issues with those engines, especially injector-wise, warranty-wise, and all that. There's been a lot of debates if it was the fault of Ford or the fault of International, and basically both companies didn't agree to pay back the customer. So it's been a real nightmare for those owners. So Ford on that side, they just wanted to, you know, been out of that contract. So they've been building that new Power Stroke engine. So the engine behind me, it's really a Ford engine. It's not built by someone else like International, Cummins, or something like that. It's really a Ford engine. So for 2020, there's been a lot of upgrades, you know, to pump up those horsepower and torque numbers under the hood of these diesel Super Duty. Really on that side, you know, the main you know, upgrades, it's really on the fuel injectors. Now you got some new injectors. They're pushing 36,000 PSI. Those are new for 2020. You've got a lot of change also in the strength of the cylinder head block, connecting rods and bearing to handle higher cylinder pressure and increase output. So a lot of upgrades. It's great to see, you know, there's been some changes. You know, in the HD Super Duty world, it's always been a war of numbers between Ram, Ford, and GM. Who can tow the most? Who's got the biggest numbers of torque? And you know, Ford's always been one of the number one and always one of the winner on that side. So speaking of numbers, they have the best in class torque, best in class towing capacity. I think now, you know, you can tow up to 37,500 pounds or something like that. You know, GM was pushing a lot their numbers with the 35,000 pounds. And just a couple months after they launched their number, Ford brought their numbers to 37,000 pounds or 37,500 pounds, something like that. You know, on that side, it's some really heavy weights. Myself with the team of Chevrolet, we went in the States to tow up to 35,000 pounds. And it's just a lot of weight. It's really ridiculous on that side, but still, it's a number of games, and for some people, it's really important. One of the big upgrades for the Super Duty for the 2020 models, it's really the transmission. Now you can get the 10-speed transmission, and telling you the truth, you know, the 10-speed transmission is shared with GM. A lot of you guys gotta say, no, it's not an Allison. There's no Allison badge on the Super Duty, but actually it's really the same transmission. It's gonna be tuned different way between Ford and GM. They're gonna do their own tune on them. But the thing is, Ford is not allowed to put the Allison badge on their truck. This is really exclusive to GM, but you know, at the end, it's pretty much the same transmission. All right, enough about the powertrain. Let's go inside of this Platinum to see if it's really a Platinum feel inside. All right, interior wise, inside of the Super Duty, it's super nice, you know. It's platinum. You got that really nice leather. It's called dark marsala. It's a nice finish. You got those little details also integrated to the leather. I don't know how to call that finish, but it feels pretty special. Also here you can notice you got some brush, you know, kind of like metal, aluminum and all that. But otherwise, it's still an old generation interior wise. It looks like the F-150. It's nothing super new on that side. It doesn't look anything like the new upcoming F-150 2021. Obviously, if we take a look at this screen, this is really, it feels really old if we compare that screen to the Ram products and also even the GM products. You know, the quality of the screen, the size and everything, the quality of the cameras they're using, the size and everything. When you put it in 360s or in reverse or even in the front, the quality feels old, feels bad. On that side, technology wise, you know, Ford Super Duties are really behind Ram and GM. Otherwise, you know, here you got a nice console. It's not as practical again as the Ram. I like those, you know, you can switch here to have like 4 cup holders. I like that. That's pretty neat. Here you can recharge your phone, but it's really hard to access, you know. If you have big hands, if you have working gloves, it's not really friendly. So for me, this emplacement of wireless charging, it's not really practical and it's not really work friendly. Here you got some easy access control. Here you got your 4x4 high and low, easy to access. Here you got your brake controller, and underneath here you've got your NOM, your trailer backup assist, to help you back up your trailer. So if you don't know how to back up your trailer and it's a stressful situation for you, you can use your knob to back up your trailer. If you're getting, you know, all messed up, if you have to turn right or turn left to put your trailer right or left, you've got this stress-free trailer backup assist. All right, stepping in the back of this Super Duty. As you can see, I'm sitting behind myself, so I've got plenty of space. It feels, you know, really large. Also with that panoramic roof, you know, it opens up a lot, this truck. It's a really nice addition. So here you got really comfortable seats, especially for, you know, the back of a cab. Here we got a really nice little console. Got some cup holders here. Here also you got some outlet. You got some USBs. You get also 110. And you got also heated seats in the back, so a lot of option. It's really nice to be, you know, here in the back. So if you're on a long trip and you want to carry some people, there's no issues. They're going to be comfortable behind you. Obviously, it's not the same comfort as a mega cab you're going to find in the Ram lineup. Previously, when we had the chance to test the Ram with the mega cab, there was a lot of space, you know, in the back, and also you were able to decline your seat. So again, it's nice here, a lot of space, but Ram, again, it's a little bit better. And also here, it's pretty practical. As you can see, you got a flat floor. You can also have this little really practical little box here. Once it's all up here, you can lock it, and after that you can just put down your seats, and you got a really safe department where you can lock all kind of things, you know. I know a lot of guys in the US are using that compartment to hide their rifle and stuff like that. So on that side, you can lock it and it's more secure. And I'm about to blow, so come on now, man, if you play me none of the slow songs. I need boots, bar, burning hell, race and get up and go songs. So give me something hot, just give me all you got. Behind the wheel of the Super Duty Power Stroke Tremor Platinum. You know, this week I had some fun, you know, driving back a real truck from my point of view. You know, the Tremor on the road, you know, it's a little bit, you know, smoother, I could say, when you hit some puddles and all that, because you got bigger tires and also different shocks. But these tires are a little bit more noisier than the normal tires. That's one point for the Tremor package. But overall, you know, what I think about the Tremor package, I think it's an off-road package right in between GM and Ram. On the GM side, the ET4 and the Z71s are more, you know, design-wise, packaging-wise. It's a nice package. You get some different tires, different shocks, some, you know, protection underneath, but nothing really hardcore off-roader, I could say. There's no left kit on them or a front locking differential. So on that side, you know, the Tremor is more capable. But again, it's not as capable as the Ram Power Wagon. The Ram Power Wagon, I think it's always the champion, the number one in off-roading. You get all these spatial locking differential, you can disconnect the sway bar and all that. But one weak point for the Ram Power Wagon, you're not able to get the Power Wagon with the diesel engine. So that's a plus for the Tremor. Maybe it's not as capable as the Power Wagon, but at least you're able to get the diesel. I think it's really one of the down point of the Power Wagon. That truck looks awesome, you know, it's really capable and all that. But you know, driving a gasoline Power Wagon on a daily basis, it's pretty hard on the budget. I could say these are not really fuel efficient, so it's a big plus having the diesel in that off-road package for a Tremor. It's really cool to have that in between, you know, more capable than GM, but still, you know, able to get the diesel. One down point for me, but this is only my personal opinion, it's the name Tremor and all that. I think it's just something, you know, Ford has been doing, you know, last minute. It's just like they already own that name for some packaging. If you remember, the Tremor was on the F-150. It was supposed to be the new F-150 Lightning, I could say. So it's supposed to be a branding for a sport truck. Now it's their new branding for off-road truck. So that weird change, you know, if you know your Ford trucks, it's just a weird move from my point of view. And I think they should have done something better marketing wise. But now you're able to get a Tremor in the Super Duty, you know, lineup, and also now in the Ford Ranger you're able to get the Tremor. So it's really an upscale off-road package on top of the FX4, but it's not in the Raptor territory. But still, it's fun to have these new package. You know, inside of the cabin of the Platinum Super Duty, I like those seats. Those seats are pretty comfortable. Those seats are way better than the ones you'll find in a GM. On the road, you feel more comfortable in those seats, especially inside of Super Duty with no trailer behind. The rides can be a little bit rough, you know, but you need some really nice seats. Otherwise, you know, again, if we compare seats with technology and all that, you know, better seats than the GM, but the screen, you know, it's really behind Ram and GM on that side. You know, if you're looking to buy a Super Duty right now, I would wait probably a year or two. So they're gonna upgrade to the new interior. Probably you're gonna see those massive screen you're gonna find in the new F-150 2021 inside of the Super Duty. So I think it's worth it right now to wait a little bit to get that new update. On the towing capacity side, you know, this Tremor equipped with this packaging, that engine and all that can tow up to 15,000 pounds conventional. If you're towing with the gooseneck or fifth wheel, you can tow up to 21,900 pounds. This is for this truck. But once again, if you go up in the family, 350, 450 dualies and all that, you can go up to 37,500 pounds, something like that, depending on what you need. You know, in these trucks, you really need to do your homework before towing. It depends on the engine you're choosing, the rear differential, the cab, the length of your box, etc. So all these, you know, feature will affect your towing capacity. So it's not because they're advertising 37,000 pounds your F-250 can do it. It's not the case. It's the best of the best who can do that. And usually the truck who's able to go more than 30,000 pounds, it's usually a single cab, short box, dually, with the hardest suspension you'll find on the road. On the fuel economy side, you know, these trucks, because of the weight, they're not rated. The manufacturers don't need to supply any numbers, and that's one of the big plus for the diesel. You know, it's fuel economy wise. During my test this week, I was able to do 14 liters per 100 kilometers, a mix of city, highway, and all that. For you know, a big truck like that, big tires, off-road package, you know, with the weight and all that, I think it's excellent to do these kinds of number. And especially if you're looking to tow, I think the diesel is really worth it. Even if it's you know, a pricey option, it's a 10,000 bucks option. You know, if you're towing a lot, you know, the diesel is a must. Performance-wise, you know, this truck is able to do the 0 to 100 in about 7.2 second. You know, these trucks with that new powertrain, new power, new big numbers of torque, they drive just like a normal F-150 performance-wise. It's a big plus, you know, for these trucks. They're not fast. I know they have all those big numbers, but on the road they just feel like a normal truck. If you drove any diesel before, they were pretty slow. And also shifting the gears and all that, it was just like more difficult. Now it's like seamless, especially with these 10 speed and that amount of torque, especially on the highway when you need to do a kick down or just pass someone, especially with a trailer behind you. It's just fantastic the way the 10-speed transmission manage all that torque. It's really awesome to drive these new trucks now. Overall, you know, it's the last truck remaining on my list to drive for 2020 with the diesel. I could say it's a hard choice between the three trucks, you know, Ram, GM, and Ford. Powertrain wise, probably GM is my favorite, just with the feedback and, you know, the reputation of the Duramax. I think I would trust a little bit more the Duramax than the Powerstroke. Even these days, you know, the Powerstroke still have some scary stories, you know, but overall, you know, driving this truck really nice. I think it's way better than Ram powertrain wise because of the 10-speed transmission. Ram need to step up their game with their transmission. 6-speed, it's really a story of the past these days. Interior wise, obviously Ram is way better than this truck. Just the seat, the finish, and the big screen. Even GM on the technology side, they have better cameras. They have a better system also when you're towing and all that. On that side, you know, these trucks gonna win. So, you know, again, it's all about your choice. You know, the style. I think the Super Duty and the GMC looks pretty good. You know, the Ram, from my point of view, kind of look outdated from the outside. So let me know, which truck is your favorite? Is it the HD Chevrolet, GMC, Ram, or the Super Duty? Which one is your favorite? Which one is the best off-road package for your point of view? Is it the Z71, the ET4, the Tremor, or the Power Wagon? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my video. We're going to see each other on the next review.